Okay, this video is going to be about locating parts using PatMax. So why would we need to locate? Well, if I step through the images that I have here, my part's moving all around, okay? So if I tried to do something simple, like just measure it here, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to pick a couple bits to measure off of. Okay, I'm getting a measurement. I got to fix these up a little bit. So I'm getting measurement between these two spots. And now if I step through the images, the edges, or the boxes that detect the edges, are staying in the same spot and the part's moving around. So it's not very helpful. All right, so I'm going to get rid of what I just did. I'm just going to wipe that out. And first, I'm going to locate this. So I'm going to go back to the first image. I'm going to say locate part. I'm going to pick PatMax pattern. Model is what we're interested in looking for. So I'm going to pick the entire image. And where would I like to look for that part? I'm going to look in the entire screen. Okay, so it sees it. See, it highlights it in green. It's highlighting all the geometry that it sees there. It's not really doing it pixel based, but it's looking for geometry to track this part around. So it moves over here, it sees it. Oh, already it doesn't see it. Is that because the tool isn't working? No, that's because there are some settings in here. First, I'm going to call this find part. Okay, and I'm going to go to the settings, and here you'll see we have rotation tolerance. So I'm saying I'm only going to look for if it's plus or minus 15 degrees. In this case, I want to find it in any orientation. So I'm going to just put in plus or minus 180 degrees, and you can see it finds it. Now, why would we want to limit the rotation tolerance? Maybe we're guiding a robot into a position and we know we can only move the wrist so much without either wrecking our dress package or colliding into a fixture or something like that, so we can limit that. In this case, I want to see where it is, anywhere it shows up. So I'm just going to set that right to 180. I'm going to go back to setup image, and it gets rid of showing all this geometry, but it shows you the crosshair where it sees the center of the part. Okay, it's going around, and if you look up here, it's showing you X, Y, and rotation. So it's seeing it in every orientation. Now, what's going to happen if we do a measurement distance? I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pick a couple edges. I'm going to move this over a little bit just so it's kind of perpendicular to those edges. And now I'm going to go through. Well, the last one, it missed something. So it didn't detect the edge. I have to do some better setup on that, but I'm going to do a separate video for measurements. And now you can see our tools follow the part around. And that's it. There are more settings in here, but generally we're really dealing with acceptable threshold, which means how much of a match it is, and rotation tolerance. Scale usually doesn't change, and the contrast threshold usually doesn't change because it's normally lit the same. Okay, you'll see during the first lab, we play with those features as well, but it's not very typical. So that's it.